Have you ever been worried or stressed about the way things are heading in your life? My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. Today's topic is not done yet. You may know last year I got in a car accident in August and I was rear-ended by someone that had no insurance. Now, a week before that car accident, I regularly go to the mountain to get nature time, which is my medicine. And I had been praying for the grace of, I was like, I don't usually pray for myself other than to serve the will of spirit or the will of the divine light of truth, the gnosis of truth of love. But this particular day, I was like, also, I would like some chiropractic. I would like some massage. I would like some time to paint these paintings that I hold inside of myself at all times, but I'm always working. And so I was just going through like, this is the design I want to see. 1 week later, I was rear-ended by somebody that had no insurance. And in that moment, it looked to me like, oh no, we got a problem here. Oh no, I just had a car accident and they have no insurance. What I didn't remember is that the last time I talked to my insurance, I had added some things to the insurance that ultimately wound up covering me not only for chiropractic and not only for massage care, but it also covered me for oxygen chamber benefits, red light benefits, all these different healing modalities. And the chiropractor that I just happened to go to here in Albuquerque, 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐞 Chiropractic, he always takes x-rays and he always sends them to a radiologist, not a standard protocol for chiropractors. Well, what transpired from that is the radiologist sent back that I had a small apple or small baseball-sized tumor above my heart, pressing against my pulmonary artery and one of the primary arteries feeding into my left lung, as well as my phrenic nerve. And this tumor is a thymoma, which slowly and gradually grows and continues to grow. Typically is not a carcinoma, does not spread throughout the body aggressively, but will continue to grow. And so just happened that this car accident just happened to put me in a circumstance where we just happened to find out I have a massive tumor in my chest. Now, Heather Feather, having been someone who has spent a lot of her life wanting to die, can't begrudge a tumor in the chest. That's probably what manifested that. You know what I mean? Can't spend your life wanting to die and be bitter when the tool to exit shows up. It's like, okay, well, maybe that's also answered prayer. But now I'm at a place where I've never wanted to be more alive in my life. I'm clear on what my mission is. I've been determined my whole life to fulfill my life purpose. And what I do know is that this road that I'm on hasn't ended yet. I'm not done yet with this path. And so when the car accident happened, it may seem like a tragedy. It certainly was a shock. It certainly was jarring. It definitely was not my first car accident. I've been in many, would not recommend, often 0 stars. But they are awakeners, and it did lead to a bunch of answered prayer. So the car accident alone was ultimately answered prayer, and I wasn't done with the journey until I was done with the journey. And even being done with that journey, I started a new journey, which again can feel like shock, can feel like, oh my gosh, I have this big tumor in my chest. And, I've been very well blessed. I was telling a dear friend and neighbor that works next door the other day, so far I've felt amazing. And up and to the point I was having that conversation with her, I felt amazing. But later that afternoon, I started feeling super sick. I felt like, I would say, a plastic sack of hot soup with pebbles, rocks, and bricks in it is how I would describe the way my body felt. And my brain felt like a metal tin filled with hot marbles and just like a banger of a headache, just somebody shaking that around. It's a pretty apt description. I was super, super, super sick yesterday. And, sometimes you're facing something. Maybe it's illness, disease, discomfort. Maybe it's car accidents. Maybe it's the relationships we're in. Maybe it's our job. Maybe it's a particular person. I've had definitely people in the river of my life this past year. My ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend created a lot of false ideas about what was going on between he and I, and projected a lot of stuff onto me, which I don't attack or judge. I've only ever prayed for her. But sometimes we're dealing with circumstances that it's just like, this is a problem I do not want to be dealing with. But the reality is the storyline hasn't ended yet. We haven't concluded the journey of what this particular opportunity of evolution is presencing in our lives, you know? And so Heather Feather is not done with this journey. I'm on the journey of having several chemotherapy sessions and ultimately having surgery to remove this thymoma that is in my chest. And on the journey there, I'm being given all this opportunity to, I always love to have empathy for the things I don't have empathy for. And there are many things I'm not in a war-torn country. There are things that I'm in this iteration of incarnation, I might not get to have empathy for in the way that I might want to understand. However, right now I'm getting to have empathy for what it means to go through chemotherapy. Right now I'm getting to have empathy for what it means to have cancer. Right, when I was in Austin recently, large patches of my hair started falling out. I now have like horseshoe pattern baldness because the top of my head is so bald. And it is my favorite and most hilarious haircut. For those of you that are bald and feel, shy about it, Heather's always found bald heads to be super attractive. So don't be hating on yourself. You know what I mean? Bodies are beautiful in all the forms they come in. But it's like, I'm getting to have empathy for, horseshoe pattern baldness. I'm getting to have empathy for chemotherapy. I'm getting to have empathy for what it means for me to not have the energy or the bandwidth to operate in the way that I normally do. I'm a bundle of energy, if you know me. And so this is a whole level of new, because I felt like $1,000,000 so far, but yesterday I was super, super sick. And in that sickness, I could dig in. I could be like, ugh. And I've always been this way, where it's like when I'm sick, it's like I don't want to dig into it. I don't want to, oh, poor, pitiful Pearl. I can't say I was that way as a young kid. I was probably very poor, pitiful Pearl. But there's something in the evolution of my understanding when it comes to illness and disease where it's like, I'm not going to be a victim to this. I'm going to do everything I can to operate as close to wellness as I can. I'm going to hydrate. I'm going to breathe air. I'm going to try to exercise if I can. If I can't do that, I'm going to do the best I can to get up, to move about, to operate as if this doesn't warrant so much weight of my attention. Are you putting a lot of weight of attention in something that is really nagging at you? It's problematic. It's a work-related issue. It's a romantic relationship issue. It's a friendship issue. It's a whatever the issue is, and you are stewing in this pain without recognizing the gain of what will happen when that storyline of evolution and learning is done for you. It's possible that it's not done yet. Heather isn't done yet with this journey of understanding the virtue of Western medicine. Not something I'm a tremendous fan of, because like even chemotherapy, it's like, we're going to poison you to heal you. And if you get this on your skin, get it off right away, but we're going to put it in your body. It's like, I don't understand Western medicine, but I'm getting to understand a lot about these modalities and what it offers and what this experience means in the state of New Mexico when you go through this. I'm getting to understand what it means to work with an oncologist. I'm learning all kinds of new things. And sometimes we are very invested in the drama and the trauma and the pain and the suffering of what is an unknown. We don't know the ultimate outcome. We're just in the doldrums of what is occurring as we move through a weighty lesson that may be darker, may have less light of clarity, that may be challenging, may not offer us optimal energy, that may be exhausting. Heather Feather is asking you this day, because I'm asking myself each and every day, can I be attentive to the fact that my story isn't done yet? I'm not at the grave. I'm not taking my last breath. I believe I have decades ahead of me because I have a destiny that is written, and it is powerful, and it is profound, and it will be. Rare Bird Medicine is making a mystical college that will be here for humanity well beyond my life. And that is the vision that I am serving, even if I experience days of strife. Yesterday was not my best day, but it's also not the end of the story. Today, I feel great. Today I did a podcast, and so it's like, I was interviewed. And so it's like, each day is a unique day, and each day is leading you through a gateway that may be an end that is a blessing. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube, like and comment there. Heather Feather always loves your thoughts. Amun.